Bubblegum. Apparently, it is Bubblegum Day, and we're going to talk a little bit about candies, treats, and sweets. So, when I think of bubblegum, I automatically think of my days playing baseball, playing softball. Bubblegum is such a huge part of that culture, of the culture of baseball and softball. For the longest, that's always stood out to me. I think baseball, softball. I think bubblegum. I think of bubblegum. I think of baseball, softball. And I'm not the only one. There is this brand of bubblegum that's so untraditional. It comes in this pouch, and it's not Hubba Bubba, right? Hubba Bubba tends to come in the tape form, and it looks like tape. But this other type of gum, it comes in a pouch, and it comes in like little like shredded pieces, and you can grab, dip your hands in and grab a handful, just like shredded cheese, except it's bubblegum. Comes in different types of flavor, and they actually say that that's one of the MLB or baseball type of gums, like sponsored by them or recognized by them. That stood out to me. And on the front of those, they have different types of baseball players and flavors. And I remember going to the store. Well, this is what I did. I went on, of all places, Amazon, because I did not see that gum at our local store. So I go online and I order it, get a good price, and I'm like, wow, I just got, I paired it with a bunch of other stuff as well. I just didn't order one, thing of gum. I ordered like an entire assortment of them. So it came in a collection, it came in a package, and the bubble gum, ended up sharing it. We ended up doing a taste test and all that. Well, we go on an adventure day, go off on a field trip pretty much, and I end up coming across that bubble gum at a major store. So I'm like, wow, this was maybe a few months later. I pick up a few because they have like different flavors, and that's just a bubble gum that has always stood out to me. Major League Gum, I want to say it is Major League Gum. There's also Hubba Bubba that comes in the tape, but you have to be careful pinching or stabbing your fingers with those because when you open it, when you cut the tape of the bubble gum, it's very, very sharp. And of course, we have other types of gum like spearmint, and they come in these long rectangular shapes. What other shape? What other gums? Yeah, that's the one, the baseball gum, the Major League Gum. All right, let's take a quick look at an example right now, and we're gonna talk about fish. Swedish fish, which I've known about for a long time. They're red, right? Little red fish. How do they taste? Are they like gummy? Are they sweet, sour? Swedish fish. They're gummies, good. And I remember one time we went to like this Norwegian culture festival, and the culture of the Norwegians and the people from Switzerland is somewhat similar. Like they're akin. They're different cultures, of course, but I remember we went there and they had these fish, and we asked the person, "Oh, are you because they had Swedish fish? Did you have Swedish? Are you Sweden?" And or they had mentioned something on their Swedish fish. What was the game that we had to play to get Swedish fish? Yeah, there's this game that they play in Norway where they throw like it's like I forgot what that game is where you take a big like weighted ball and you throw it as far as you can. But then we have to get inside like of three holes. And then there's this game that they play too where they take a boat in the Norway culture. They take a boot, big boot, and then they throw it. And if your boot lands like upright, like you were to like just be able to slip it on, then you win. But the challenge is, well, you can't let it, throw it and sideways. And a lot of people play that games with water bottles as well. They take a water bottle and they flip it, and if the water bottle like lands upright, then it's like, yeah, we celebrate. So candies reflect culture and sweets. Like I think of the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, etc. You even see M&Ms. M&Ms has these characters, these life-sized M&Ms and they have their own mini commercials and short films, and they're showing up everywhere. They do events where those M&M characters are there to sign autographs, and the Three Musketeers as well has become a cartoon. But I remember there is something that competes against gum, and those are like Tic Tacs and Halls, and they don't really compete. They're a different market, but Tic Tacs freshens your breath, but they're not gum. They're like these pebble-sized candies that you freshen your breath, and then the gum that my mom loves to get. I mean, she loves gum. She'll always offer you a piece of gum. She always has gum there. But her gum isn't the gum that we tend to get. Like we get the Major League Baseball player gum, from in the pouch, where you can just scoop it up and it's like shredded cheese. She gets like these rectangular ones that just little rectangular ones that you open up, and it comes with usually a pack of 4 or 5. Oh, and then there's that gum that cleans your teeth, and it's called teeth whitening gum. And you eat it, and it comes in these like aluminum sort of pouches or aluminum containers, and you sort of have to rip it open. Like each one you have to rip open, and then you take it out, and it's like this rectangular piece of gum, right? White, and it comes in different colors. But if you get the whitening teeth whitening one, you pop it in your mouth, chew on it, and those are very hard to create bubble gum from. But they say that they whiten your teeth, so that's very awesome. What I did once is I took the pouch gum, I took the teeth whitening one, ate it all together, and I made a big bubble. Now, blowing bubbles with gum is fun, but you also have to be careful if you have long hair. Because if you have enough gum, like if you take a bunch of gum, make a bubble, you don't ever want it to explode on your face, and then it can get stuck, right? You don't want gum stuck in your hair.
Wait, Daddy, what was that story when someone ate gum and it was time to go to bed?
Yeah, so something that people have to look out for is if you're eating gum.
Oh, this has happened. Did it happen too?
I think back when I was a young lad, a young kid, young boy, I did accidentally sleep with gum, and it got stuck in my hair. Luckily, all they needed to do was cut up a little piece of my hair. But if you have a lot of hair and you eat a lot of gum and you chew on it and then you eat it and then you fall asleep and it's in your mouth, there tends to happen that your mouth, like you open your mouth when you're sleeping, and the gum falls out of your mouth. And then some people have actually had that gum stick to their hair, and they're rolling around in their sleep or moving around, and the gum gets stuck and it's all over their hair. And some people, I've met people, have had to have their head shaved off because the gum is just there's so much gum all over their hair. You're also not supposed to swallow gum.
That will make you choke.
When we were growing up, a lot of people, even nurses and doctors, used to say, if you swallow gum, it's gonna get stuck in your stomach for a lot of years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a lot of years. It'll just be stuck in there. And to this day, like, is that true or not? I mean, people were saying that if you swallow gum, it'll be stuck in your stomach for a long time. Like your body has a hard time processing it. It's like rubber.
And it was true.
And a Ninja Lee says it's true. So we have to verify that. I think it's true. Why else would so many people say that? But we also do have to pick up some books about it or look it up.
Don't forget the free pizza.
Yeah, so heard you. We're talking about bubblegum, gum, and we talked a little bit about sweets and candies. And, you know, I don't remember ever having a gum that lasts a long time. Like eat a piece of gum and it just the flavors there for a long time. Usually can discard with gum for after about 5-10 minutes maybe. Then the flavor's gone and you're just chewing on this elastic rubber. But a lot of gums do come flavored, and I haven't picked out the best gum in the world. I do like the tape one, the Hubba Bubba. I do like the Major League Baseball player gum or softball player.
Tell them
And then really loves the watermelon and the orange one. one? Is that the Major League Baseball player?
No.
How, oh, what?